So I'm so excited to make this video today. My last video, I was in a mood. Very sad, very discouraged, very ick. But I have like the cutest little update since then. I went on a date. Yay me! It was so good. I like him. I feel like you don't really hear people like online talking about like, oh my gosh, I have a crush, baby cat. I hope they like me. I like them. Yay! So cute. So let me rewind just a little bit. The last video I recorded, I did some AI video and photos for a girl who's like a videographer, and her client needed some assistance like making pictures move and also with some diversity in their stock photo and video. Ta-da. Super fun. Really cool gig, really cool girl. I ended up hanging out with her again. That is another story. Like her very much. Very fun situation. At the end of our little hangout, she goes, I'm having a pool party this weekend. Do you think you might like to come? And I'm like, would I? Absolutely. I sure do. So I went and I met the coolest people. I'm so honored that she considered me, to come to this party, because for me it was networking. I need more friends. As you know, I came back to Florida during COVID. I did school online. That's how I even made this channel. It literally was just my homework. And I've just occasionally been dotting in to say stuff. You guys were with me when I moved out of my parents' house and with my ex. That's like the keep me company video. It's so sad. Like in hindsight, I'm like, oh my gosh, like why was I there? Oh, but it's over. It's done. I am on my own. I am in my bedroom at the house, the little tiny house that I'm renting. It's so cute. I got this art piece from Goodwill. It was originally $99, but they had like a half off day, so I got it for $50. And I really didn't like the print initially. It's grown on me so much. I have so many like little florals and whatnots on this wall. Eventually, I think I need a tapestry, but I digress. Anywho, yeah, really awesome people. Like basically the coolest nerds you're ever gonna meet. Ever. The nicest people, Christian, Catholic people, young, sweet, wholesome. It was a vibe. A pool party, some card games, some mingling. I didn't get home until midnight, and that is not like me. Like, I am not a midnight girly. I am like, go out after work, come home by like 8 o'clock girly, so I can be in bed by 10 o'clock, But I'm like switching it up. And so, anyhow, I met a guy at the party, real chill. Not my type, I will say that. Not my normal type. I was just chit-chatting. I mingled. I, exchanged information, blah, blah, blah. And long story short, he and his friend had extra tickets to the Sarasota opera. But it wasn't the opera. It was an orchestra called NSRQ, and it was fantastic. They did oh gosh, what's the guy's name? I think his name is like Steve Reich, yeah. Music for 18 musicians. I think I might have to do a separate review, like a separate video for my review of that piece, because I didn't know it existed. I went in there cold turkey, uncultured, no reference, and it blew my mind. And the guy that invited me, really nice guy, was like vibing, and I was vibing, and all the old people in the audience were vibing. We were like the youngest, hottest, coolest people there. I don't know why more people don't go to orchestra. We need to talk about that. We need to go more. I need to go more. I loved it. I got goosebumps. I said I got goosebumps while we were watching, and he put his arm around me. And I was like, ah! And then there was a reception because it was like a one night thing. So we went to this beautiful, like, lit outdoor courtyard, and I got to meet like the entire orchestra, and my friend that invited me, who wasn't really my friend, he was just an acquaintance, knew everybody. He's so freaking cool. And so I'm just like, oh my goodness. It was neat to see him in his element, like wheeling and dealing, being a cool dude. And the friend that he had with him, another bro, quite nice, very respectful, very sarcastic, very funny, all the things. I was in my element. At first I didn't want to go. I was so shy, and I was just like, oh, can I just go get a drink? Like, don't you want to just go sit somewhere in a corner that is dark and like meet each other? And he was like, no. I'm like, okay. So I followed him, and like the whole night he kept like reaching behind his back and like grabbing my hand and pulling me, and I was like, oh, this is so romantic. It was so romantic. It was so cool. I felt so welcome, and like I felt like Cinderella, truthfully. Like, 10 out of 10, no notes. I hope that for more people, I hope more guys make more girls feel that way. And I hope more girls get to feel that way. I hope I get to feel that way more often, because it was like super duper sweet. And then afterwards, his friend kind of like politely exited. And so we went for dinner. And we shared and we talked, and I can't even tell you, like, I'm a little bit smitten. It was the cutest thing. Yeah. And so I just wanted to say, like, when I made my last video, I got kind of like mixed bag feedback. Like, it's okay. Like, you can get it back, whatever you lost, da 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 da. But the truth is, you guys, baby cat, I am 33. I will be 34 in June. My last relationship was 4 years and a year of just hell, truthfully. I never should have been in that relationship. My heart was broken 50 million ways, right? And I know that. I can look back and say all these things, blah, blah, blah. But, like, did I leave? I didn't commit to leaving. I'll put it like that. I always came back. I always left your room. I'm like, I will lock in. I will ride or die. Blah, blah, blah. And I was dying. I was writing and dying. I was breaking on the inside. Completely, like, just sad and hopeless and whatever. And that is not love. Like, I don't know who needs to hear this. Maybe it's just me. But, like, no. That was not a God thing. That was not a love thing. That was me trying to be a martyr, I think. 0 out of 10. Would not recommend. Do not do that. I don't care if he pays your bills. I don't care if you live together. I don't care if you have no other option. Like, it is so much better to be alone. You can do bad by yourself. I just put it like that, right? Like, you don't need a partner that makes you feel like inadequate or like, ugh, don't. Anywho, that's a tangent because it's over and I'm out here. I'm dating. Yeah, so I wore this long satin skirt that I got from Shein, by the way. I did not spend a lot of money on it. It's my holiday skirt. It is my New Year's Eve skirt. It is just navy blue organza, no, taffeta, because it's like silky, shiny with like little like shades, and some like it looks like it has like a black undertone, and some like it looks like it has silver undertone, and then it had like a satin halter, and then just like some comfy heels and my favorite bag. And I was just out there feeling like myself. Didn't give myself enough time to overthink it. Just in my skin at the opera. The best thing ever. Best date ever. It's not the only date that I've been on lately, but it's the only date that I leaned over at one point to like kiss him on the cheek, and then he turned his face and he kissed me on the lips, and I was like, oh, I was aiming for your cheek, and he goes, oh my bad, here, and then he did it again. Yo, textbook flirting, textbook first date. everything right, all the vibes, all the cute, and like this is a shy guy, this is like a quiet dude. Like I was so impressed with like the suave, you know. Super fun. No notes. Do I still have a dating profile? Well, as of today, no, I deleted it, but I was on the Lover Pop from Pop the Balloon or Find Love. I made the profile, got the free 7-day trial, deleted it early. I think I hate online dating. I deleted, I think I had a review for another one too. Not into it, do not love it. I'm not making connections online like I want to. I did go on a date with someone else, a really nice guy, a little bit older. I'm skewing older lately. The guy that I went on the opera date with is turning 40 in July, so that's a nice little gap. The guy that I went on another date with is even older than that. Lord knows, I honestly don't know how old he is. He must be in his late 40s, perhaps early 50s. Christian. Really sweet. Goes fishing. Works really hard. Nice guy. Good heart. That's what I like. I like a nice guy. Do I sometimes like a guy pretending to be a nice guy? Yes, I do. Do I really hope that I get like an actual nice guy? Yes, I do. And so typically I am really hung up on external, right? I have a type. I have a thing that I like. There's a aesthetic that I normally go for. But I've been reaching outside of that. Not gonna lie, you guys. I get a lot of emotion from white dudes. Like, I will say for like since college, that is the attention that I get. That is emotion. Those are the people that like actively are like, hey, you, come here. What's your name? Da 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 da. You know what I mean? So like that's who like I don't get a lot of emotion from black guys. Ever. Like my whole life, like that's just I haven't. That's just, you know, this is Central Florida. I am dark skinned. I am now quite plus size. I mean, not quite, but like plus, you know, I got a belly. Not yet. You know what I mean. Not exotic. I am very American. I am very black American. I wouldn't say like I'm not hood, but I can be. Not, I mean, I didn't grow up that way, but I'm like, I have tattoos. I cover them for work, but like in my free time, if you don't know me and you just saw me in a gas station, I don't think you would think that my interests are what they are or my heart is the way that it is or whatever. I think you would just assume maybe that I am not who I am. And so, for that reason, I just attract a very specific demo. However, lately, since I've been older, I am getting a lot more emotion and I am excited and curious, and I feel like my parents would be so much wait, let me not say that. I think my parents will be happy if I bring home someone serious. Period. They're not gonna care what color. But I do believe if I brought home someone that looked like them, they'd be proud and be like, yay! But no one told me that, so don't let me put words in anybody's mouth. Dating is hard and odd. I would not wish this on anybody. But since I'm here, I want to make the most of it. I want to enjoy it. I don't want to go away empty-handed. I don't want to give away anything. You know, and it's hard, like, online. People say some crazy stuff. Like, even, like, in the comments under my videos, they're like, oh, you're whoring around, and now you want to settle down. And I was like, no, I really been locked in. I really been in, like, long-term, serious relationships. The first serious relationship I ever had, he cheated on me. But that was in college. That was like my first time ever being allowed to date, because I wasn't living at my parents' house. I was in college. I could choose my own adventure. Chose a county, not a college guy. What, I didn't know any better. And how it ended. Fine. Maybe like 3 years after that, I met the one like good relationship I have ever had. It was a mutual energy, mutual effort, da da da. I actually broke that relationship off because it was marriage time and I didn't feel good about it. I just knew like deep down in my heart, like if I stopped there, I would have stopped there. About 6 months after that breakup, I moved to New York City, which was probably the best thing I've ever done in my life. I made some of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. Completely independent of my parents, independent of a man, with a trajectory of a career and challenging myself, and I made it, and it was so good. And then COVID, which is when we met, and I was going back to school trying to get busy and like live my life. And then during COVID, I also met my ex, and so that was 4 or 5 years, right? And I probably would have married him if if things worked out differently. Fine, yeah, sure, I would have. I really would have. I'm glad I didn't. But here I am, 33 and single, and like, now what? So the guy that I have a crush on right now after date 1 is a Christian. He loves Jesus. He's like, what's it called when you're reading? He's the lector in his church service. Sometimes he gets up and reads it, and that's so cute. I'm so like, I'm so impressed. I like when like young people are like excited about Jesus and like living in the faith and like talking about it actively and like sprinkling in scripture and like conversation and stuff. Like I like when the lifestyle like reflects it. Yeah, I mean, like, ooh. I've never been in like a Christian relationship. Briefly, I had like a long distance kind of Skype relationship with someone before I met my ex. I met him in person one time, and I didn't feel the vibe. He's a nice guy, whatever, but I think he was like a performative nice guy, not like an actual nice guy. But he worked for a mega church. No regrets on the experience because it was just like dating. I love, like, dating is dating. Dating is fun. If it's like just dating, like if you're not hooking up and your heart and your body are not invested, it's cute, it's a date, it's nice. If you're talking on the phone, you have good company, right? Like, that's cute. I like it. I like flirting. I like a reason to like be pretty and like primp and like do the whole thing. I like being a girl, you know. I'm tongue tied. With the last date I went on, at the after party, I walked up to the little refreshment table and I ordered myself a drink. The guy doesn't drink, by the way. So I ordered myself a vodka soda lime. Went to go pay for it, and he's like, oh, and I'm like, oh, no. I paid for it myself. And so, like, I feel like that kept it, like, friendly, like, not datey. But, like, man, Shevis, by the end of the night, I got lasted into a date. I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad I did. I did not go out intending to go on a date. But it became a date, and it's, like, the best date I have had maybe ever. Maybe ever. Best first, you guys, I'm tongue tied. Best first date ever. Have I been on some cool dates? Yes. I don't mean to take away from like when I was in a relationship and things were going super cute, because like kudos to those guys when they were doing their thing. No notes. But I'm not with them. I'm starting over, and this is a really, really cute start. So if you are a guy and you are watching this, hi, thank you. So sweet. But also, like, do the thing, be nice. Girls like it when you're nice. To be continued, you guys.